Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Shakur Stevenson out on his Zuffa boxing threads. Check him out. This man just signed a big time deal, man. Worth multiples of millions of dollars. Yet somehow people are finding a way to hate on him. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't see how they're hating on him. Shakur Stevenson is paid in full. He got money coming out of his ass now. He was already a guy who had some dough. But this man has got real money. Now, let me tell you what happened. Shakur said he got to do what he got to do. He just sat there and took a look at what Canelo Alvarez did back in the day. When Canelo Alvarez went out there and signed a 5-year, 11-fight deal worth a minimum of $365 with Dazn. You see, when there were a few guys who went over to Dazn, and they signed, made the money. But when Canelo went over, everybody started going over. You know what I'm saying? This deal right here shook up boxing. Now, Mayweather had a really lucrative deal over there with Showtime and stuff. But what I'm talking about is Canelo said, look, I don't listen to people. I'm going to do what's best for me in my career. And he went over. 5-year, 11-fight deal worth $365 million. You know what I'm saying? But then Shakur goes now, and Shakur signs a deal. And the word on the street is, right here, that Shakur, he said that the money that he's making, where is it? He says it's insane. But this is what's going on. He signed a multi-fight deal with Zuffa. It says right here, the announcement made July 9th marked Zuffa's biggest and most decorated signing. But I'm hearing $100 million, $200 million. I don't know. He hasn't said what it was, but he did say the amount of money he's being paid is insane. Okay? And he is probably the most high-profile fighter that they've signed to date. Steven, right here, financials. Stevenson has called the deal insane in terms of money, though exact figures were not disclosed. So the bottom line is, he's going to be able to fight on Zuffa. He's going to be able to fight on Ring Magazine cards, Riyadh season events. He'll be able to still navigate his career the way he wants. You know what I'm saying? But all I'm saying is Shakur Stevenson has made the right move. That's just how I see it. Now, as far as people thinking that he made a bad decision, you tell me how that's a bad decision. This man is making at minimum $100 million. I believe that for the deal. As far as $200 or $300 million, I don't know about that, but I know he's making money, and I think he wins all of his fights, unless he foolishly goes up to 154 and gets in there with some monster. You know what I mean? But I think up to 147, Shakur has what it takes to do the business. But they got some killers at 147. But he's a killer too. But he's an intelligent killer. I just think it's horrible when you see boxers get these great opportunities to make money and fans just start shitting on them. Now, you know, I'm all about the conversation. I'm all about the joke. But I'm all about the Wu-Tang Cream, cha-ching-ching, dollar bill, y'all. Man turned an Olympic silver medal into hundreds of millions of dollars. How can that be bad? I mean, what the fuck are we talking about? I think everybody should go to Zuffa. You know what I'm saying? Most people start up businesses, right? They do something that they love. They love what they're doing. They're running their business. And you see them after 10 years, all haggard looking, hair gray, still in debt, barely able to make ends meet. So what are we talking about when Shakur Stevenson goes over here for a few years, snatches up a few $100 million if that's the case, even if it's only $100 million, it doesn't matter. We're talking about $100 million or so. What's the problem? After that, he may say, I'm up and away from boxing. Making that kind of money, what do you care? He doesn't have to go out here and grind it out another 10 years and barely make ends meet and get this shit beat out of him in sparring and everything else. He ain't going to remain athletic forever. He going to slow down eventually. Shakir's whole style of fighting is about his reflexes and athleticism and skill as well. Don't get me wrong, but he slows down, he'll be in trouble. Everybody will. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Father Time is undefeated. So what fights can be made? All the fights can still be made. Man can still fight. Matter of fact, Devin's going to Zuffa. Tio and all the and Rolly about to fight. You know what I'm saying? It's the fucking sky's the limit for Shakur Stevenson. He can fight any and everybody. But I think what he's doing is like when Canelo went to Dazn and everybody followed to Dazn, I think everyone's gonna come over there to Zuffa now. And even if they only do it for 3-4 years, if lower tier guys with big names make 20 million, I mean that's a win, man. And the guys with the bigger names, the elite guys like Shakur, make 100, 200 million, that's a win. I don't see how anybody can have a problem with that. Because when this shit is all said and done, take it from me, I'm a retired guy. Nobody cares. You know what I'm saying? Nobody cares. The phone stopped ringing. You get a handful of people hit you up. A lot of people follow you on social media and shit, but nobody gives a fuck. I'm just being real. So if you sat there and passed up on money opportunities, worrying about what the fuck people think, observers, fans, or whatever, then you'll be screwed when you fucking retire and you get a little bit older and get some gray in your hair. That's why you got to be all about your dough. I know I was, and I still am. Be all about your money. But you know how you treat people. And I'm listening to Shakur talk. It seems like he's maturing, he's growing, he's evolving. And I think Jay Prince has a lot to do with the development of Shakur Stevenson, his grandfather, and just him being willing to shut the fuck up and listen and learn. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he got some sense about him. Shakur knows when to shut the fuck up and listen and learn. Take advice. Say, let me sleep on it. Give me a day or two to mull over what you just told me. Then come back with questions. Well, you said this, but what about this? Well, I'm not clear on this. Well, I know I took a look. It looked like these guys did this and this is how it worked out. But what if we do this? You understand? Communication. And now he's paid in full. Dun 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 dun. Thinking of a master plan. Ain't nothing but cha-ching-ching inside my hands. Fish, which is my favorite dish, but without Zuffa, it's still a wish. Because Shakur doesn't like dreaming about getting paid. Fuck out of here. Yo, I'm proud of that guy, man. Berlanga's wild, Hitchens wild, they crazy. But I'm proud of them too to get their money. Don't mean I agree with the way they act and shit, but get your money, man. I think everybody should go to Zuffa. Because I'm going to tell you something about these promoters and loyalty. The only one, well, I think he deserves a foot in his big boulder head, baked potato, pumpkin head ass, is Conor Ben. He's the only one. Now, remember, I think he should get his money too, right? Because I'm going to remain consistent with that. It's just how he went about it. Because Conor Ben, that shit that he did to Chris Eubank Jr., he was on the fucking cocktail. I don't care what he says. If I saw Conor Ben, I'd tell him to his face. He looked fucking guilty. His performances show that he was guilty. Because he ain't got no more power. Eddie Hearn and them took care of his ass. They took care of him. Conor Ben never proved his innocence. He never proved shit. But they took care of him. They loved him. They fed him. They get that motherfucking fresh squeezed orange juice in the morning, multivitamins. They gave that motherfucker everything. And they made sure he got through the difficult time with that positive PED finding and his fucking boiled eggs. Whatever that's got to do with the whole story about, the clomiphene? I think it's clomiphene. Clomiphene is something that increases the reproduction rate or something. Anyway, some shit's supposed to help with like reproduction. It's anything. Supposedly we're giving the shit to hens to increase the egg production rate so they could have more eggs and shit like that. Supposedly, Conor Ben got some of those eggs from a hen that had the clomiphene administered to it, and as a result of eating a bunch of boiled eggs, the clomiphene got in the system. To that I say, in the most respectful way, hey, yo, hold your horses and stop taking it to the stupid. Get out of here with that bullshit. A bunch of eggs. You know what it is? It's a bunch of bullshit. So they managed to sit there, man, and sweep that shit under the rug and cover it up and do what they had to do to get people's minds on it. And with time, people kind of left it alone. He came back to boxing, and he's been doing so-so. But he's the only one, because the way he did Eddie Hearn and Matchroom was shady. You should have fucking came to them as a man. The same way they helped cover your ass, put all that time and energy and effort into you, he should have, as a man, went to them face to face. At minimum, call, but fuck that. As a man, go and talk to them. Say, hey, look, this is what they're looking to do here. I appreciate everything you guys done for me. We all know what we covered up. We know where the dead bodies are. But they're about to pay me $15 million for one fight. I don't see how y'all can be mad at me if I take this. And Eddie Hearn would have tried to talk to him and all that, but at the end of the day, Eddie Hearn wouldn't have told him no. But I know Eddie would have tried to get some money. That's one thing for sure. Maybe that's why Conor Ben was like, fuck, I ain't saying nothing. But he's the only one. But at the end of the day, I don't blame him for getting his money. But there's a way you handle business. You know what I'm saying? Especially with people who took care of you. But everyone else, man, get your money. I remember going through a transition assistance program when I was about to retire. They told us in the briefing. A lot of you guys in here, you guys are all brands. A lot of y'all are highly educated. You guys bring a lot to these companies. And they're going to want you. And they're going to pay you big money. Like when I was retiring, big money, man. All kind of money was being thrown at me. You understand? To go into these executive level positions or do this project management, or they want to bring me down to Atlanta to do some shit, something over Airbnbs, man. All I know is the motherfuckers are going to give me like 2 work phones, and I would have been working these crazy hours, but they're going to pay me a whole lot of money. A whole lot of money. I ain't talking about 1 or 200,000. A lot of money. But I wouldn't have had a life. But I remember when that job came my way, I thought about it. And I was like, man, I don't want to be working like that. Because it would have been a lot of hours. Because I didn't have to. But then I also remember in that briefing, they said, look, if you get a good opportunity, something better than what you're currently in, don't feel sorry for your employer. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of there. Because when they got to get rid of your ass, they don't care about you. They don't care about your family. They don't care about your kids. They do what's best for the company. So do what's best for you. So when I think about that, and for, Conor Ben and all of these guys, at the end of the day, you got to do what's best for you. And I think all these young guys and girls out here, get your money. Do what's best for you. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Shakur Stevenson, he's got a new home. He's hoping to land big fights against boxers signed with other promoters. And he's very optimistic that Zuffa is going to be able to get those deals done because it's all about the money. With the right price, anything gets done. But his focus right now is just Devin Haney, Gervonta Davis, and he feels with those guys fighting him and beating him with show to prove to everyone that he's the one. So Shakur didn't go over there looking for cherries to pick. He's over there hoping that these guys, this is the kind of machine that can get the big fights done for him. And it would be nice to see Shakur and Devin Haney fight. Then Tank sorts his shit out, whatever he has going on, to see Shakur and a Tank fight. I would love to see those 2 fights. And how about this? You kind of got to favor Shakur Stevenson to win those fights. Lomachenko was giving Devin Haney hell. And Lomachenko was way smaller than Devin. And Devin outweighed Lomachenko by a whole lot. And Lomachenko was touching him up. A lot of people felt Lomachenko won that fight. I rescored it. I had Devin winning. But Lomachenko could have easily won that fight. And he was way smaller. And was just giving Devin Haney hell because of how technically sound he is. And then we talk about Gervonta Davis. Lamont Roach gave Gervonta Davis hell. Frank Martin gave him hell. Shakur Stevenson dominates those guys easy. Easy. So yeah, so I got Shakir Stevenson beating Devin Haney and beating Gervonta Davis. I'm just being real with you. Anyway, he's paid in full, at minimum the $100 million man. He just doing what Canelo did by going to the zone. Everybody getting their money. And I think Terrence Crawford, for making the moves he made to give a guy like Shakir the confidence to leave Top Rank, because they weren't showing him the love he deserved. Terrence Crawford wasn't getting shown the love he bounced. Look at the money he made. Look at Mayweather. Look at all these guys who go and do things on their own, especially when they're an elite talent. Gamble on yourself and hit the jackpot. And that's what he did. Y'all keep cool. I'm in the breeze.